I feel like we've been like neglecting that a lot. So let me give you the update on what's going on with YNW Melly, okay? So YNW Melly, apparently there's like so much drama in court. We all know that YNW Melly and also YNW Bortland, they both got charged with pretty much it's like an obstruction of justice, but it's really tampering with witnesses, which is kind of interesting because people are saying how the hell could YNW Melly be tampering with witnesses when he's incarcerated. By the way, he's also wrote letters to say that he hasn't been allowed phone privileges. So how could a guy with no means or access to the outside world be actually tampering with a witness? And according to what the prosecutors claim, they claim that YNW Melly has been communicating with his co-defendant, which, by the way, that's a big no-no, right? He's been communicating with his co-defendant through another person. So basically on some shit like, yo, I'm going to have another inmate go on the phone, and then I'm going to be next to the inmate type shit, kind of like communicating, but not really communicating. You get what I mean? Because obviously all these jail calls are recorded, and they would use these code words trying to basically, you know, kind of discuss like whatever the plan is. And apparently, according to the prosecutor, they're saying that Bortland specifically was caught red-handed, like DMing. Like the mother, remember that mother that was on the stand that was like, yo, whatever, and people said she was paid off by a track or whatever. Apparently, he was DMing her and, you know, pretty much trying to get her to make sure her daughter was on point if she had to testify. Remember the daughter, the interview recently that we brought up? Exactly. All right. Let me play a little bit of some of the bombshell, they call it bombshell accusations that flew in court. Here we go.
Your Honor, I believe, based on your body language, with your arms crossed and a scowl on your face, looking at us like we did something wrong, should be much more.
This is really serious.
This is so serious. Why do you think we're all here?
Bombshell allegations in a Florida courtroom on Friday, as lawyers for South Florida rapper YNW Melly allege Broward County prosecutors committed a felony themselves in the rapper's double murder case.
You indicated here that counsel for the defendant believes that there is probable cause that the witnesses under subpoena, the members of the state attorney's office and the elected state attorney to have committed obstruction of justice and attempted witness tampering and felony pursuant to FS 838.022 for misuse of public office due to their actions since October of 2020.
That's what it says, John.
Okay, so essentially, this is getting ugly, like really ugly. And by the way, I think the gloves has to come off because, you know, this new trial is looming and the state ain't backing down. They still want him to get the death penalty, right? It's not like they're like, you know what, we're going to retry this, but we're going to take the death penalty. No, they're trying to get Melly to be killed. So at this point, his lawyers are taking the gloves off and they're taking it off in their now new pretrial proceedings to hopefully prevent it from getting to trial or the second trial. Now, honestly, they want the judge to be like, yo, there's too much fuck shit going on here, blah, 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 blah. I'm dropping the charges. Melly, you're free to go. No new trial. Now, that's just probably just not going to happen. 2 people are dead. Their family showing up to the last hearing. Like, bro, somebody has to be held accountable for those 2 guys dying, right? So, but regardless, Melly's lawyers are going to still try. So they're trying a few things. First of all, you know, the prosecutors took their gloves off too. They said, well, we're hitting Melly and Bortland with tampering charges, which, by the way, on face value, you wouldn't have to tamper with the witness if you weren't guilty, right? Like, come on, like the mere fact that's just the perception of it. And not saying that you have to be guilty if you're doing witness tampering, because who knows, maybe you didn't do something and a bitch is lying on you and you reached out to her like, yo, you really gonna just lie on me like that? You know my life ain't about. That's witness tampering, right? But you didn't do it, right? So again, not because you're accused of witness tampering means you're guilty, but it doesn't look good, right? So that's A. The B side of it is this, and you're going to hear this kind of like brought up into it. So the prosecutor is hitting with that. Here's what Melly's defense team is hitting with. Number one, there's a lot of unethical things happening. The prosecutor is pressuring witnesses to testify, also to testify in a certain way, which is going to be prejudicial to the defendant, Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. His life is hanging in the balance. They're doing all these underhanded tactics. They're missing deadlines. They're doing all type of stuff. Then they're going to bring up something which I don't know if this has the full hearing. It's called a Brady issue, and that supposedly is, when you're charged with a crime, the prosecutor has to supply what's called discovery. That's what they accused me of having for Tory Lanez, which, I still said I got it from Meg. You feel me? But yeah, the prosecutor has to give you discovery. What's discovery? Discovery is all the information, whether it's like say you robbed a store, they got you on video, they got to give you the videotape. Now you can look at the videotape before you go to court, right? They got to give you all the information that they plan to use as evidence in the case and all the things that are relevant to the case that could be brought up in court. Okay. Now, what happened is that there's a big scandal going on. So the detective, right? The detective in the case, apparently the detective is low-key corrupt. He's been caught doing some weird shit. Also, he was allegedly doing some weird shit in this case too. Basically, like, you got to imagine, how does cases get to court? The police show up, right? Okay. Oh, there's a murder. Okay, let's get the detective in here. The detective is going to try to solve the murder. The detective feel like they solved the murder. They write up arrest warrants and they write up charges or whatever. And then it goes to the DA. The DA's job is to prosecute or at least go through the grand jury proceeding to make sure they could get an indictment, secure an indictment, then prosecute, right? So that's kind of like how all of these law enforcement people work with each other. Like, really, a DA is just a big cop. It's a cop with a law degree. So what Melly's side has brought into the mix is that, there is some crazy shit happening here, right? And this is what is called a Brady issue. Because the government shouldn't be biased against its citizens, it's trying to prosecute. It's supposed to act in the best interest of the public and in the best interest of finding the truth. Now, some DAs could be like, oh, well, I don't like this nigga, so I got to win. They take it personal. Like, you know what I mean? So now you start cutting corners, you start violating their rights, and because you just want to win, right? That's unethical. That's actually illegal. This is one of the things that came up in Melly's case. The detective was supposedly corrupt, was also coercing people, basically cutting corners to even in this investigation, and has been known to be unreliable or cutting corners in other cases. And what happened is that the DA did not provide that information to the police. No, not to the police, to Melly's team, even though they knew about it, which is a big no-no, which means through the discovery process, you did not give that person their best chance to defend themselves. And by the way, the first trial ended in a mistrial. So now they're saying, we didn't even have all this armed with us for the first trial. They're not following the rules of basically the rules of engagement when it comes to this law stuff. We should throw these charges out. Like, first of all, we think they're pressuring witnesses. Remember, that was a whole big thing. They went for mistrial then. It was denied. Now they're saying it's a lot going on. I hope you guys understand it. But anyway, let me keep playing.
That's right. Very serious allegation.
Very serious allegation. Very serious.
A 10-page motion filed by the defense on September 26 says the state had possession of evidence that would have impeached the credibility of a lead investigator in the case, Detective Mark Moretti. The motion goes on to say the state should have presented the evidence to the defense prior to the trial.
Maybe they should get their own lawyer. Maybe they should take the fifth. But we need to ferret it out.
But before the court could figure it out, Judge John Murphy, the same judge from Melly's first trial, demanded lead prosecutor Christine Bradley be at the hearing because so many of the defense's claims center around her.
Typically, what I do when I have a Brady or some issue about it, the prosecutor who's involved in it tells me, she comes in here, she's got an obligation of candor in the court, and I ask her a question, and she advises me as to what's going on and why there's a change, why something like that. But she's not here. This is her case. We spent 2-3 months trying the case originally. It came to a hung jury, but she's not here for this. I don't understand that.
Bradley is eventually brought into the courtroom to testify, but not before the judge hears from the woman, Assistant State Attorney Michelle Boudreaux, who waved the flag reporting concerns about Detective Moretti's credibility.
Okay, so here's the thing. So there's somebody else who's in like the government. It's not like Melly's team found out the cop was corrupt, because they're gonna be like, well, of course you're gonna say the cop is corrupt because he's locking up Melly. They're saying the blame or the accusations of that cop being corrupt came from within the government themselves. So they brought in the woman that, whatever.
Detective Moretti said to Deputy Morell, "You need to say you were here when I served that search warrant." And it was kind of like an awkward moment. Someone described it just kind of getting punched twice in the head. So there's a search warrant that gets served, and I'm like, what's going on? And then the next thing, he's asking this deputy to lie for him. And again, I'm like, this isn't, like, I'm in the twilight, so I'm like, this can't really be happening.
Here's where the allegations start. In October 2022, Detective Moretti met with Jamie King, YNW Melly's mother. Investigators were trying to determine whether or not she was involved in witness tampering before Melly's case went to trial.
I think that was the detective right here. They just showed the guy flipping through the pages.
Boudreaux was there.
Miss King reached into her purse, and she was fumbling with her phone.
Did you know what she was doing?
You know, it's a phone, so she has this phone. That's, you know, I couldn't tell you what type of phone she had. She was pressing buttons on it.
Robert, what up?
Moretti was saying over and over again, "Don't turn off that phone."
Of course I will.
I knew she was doing something on her phone. I just couldn't swear to exactly what it was that she was doing on the phone. It looked like she was turning off her phone or sending a message or doing something on it. I just couldn't tell. There was a scuffle going on.
Okay, and what did Detective Moretti do?
Detective Moretti physically took the phone from her.
Boudreaux testified that after Jamie King and her attorney left the conference room, Boudreaux says she later overheard Detective Moretti showing a willingness to lie about the phone seizure.
Do you say anything to Moretti?
No, I don't say anything to Moretti. I leave the room. I'm done with the statement. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done investigating this case.
Why?
Because I don't work with detectives that solicit lies.
Boudreaux says she notified Christine Bradley about Detective Moretti's remarks right after they happened and learned Bradley called an internal affairs investigation into Detective Moretti, who claimed he was joking. Christine Bradley testified next and gave her own account of what happened.
That Brady notice that I just showed you, you're saying that there are incorrect statements of fact in it.
That is correct.
And the incorrect statement is that you were not told by Moretti that he was joking.
That is correct. The indication has always been, and if it was inartfully conveyed in some point, the indication has always been that Deputy Gorell responded in a very flippant manner when asked about showing up.
Flippant manner to whom?
To Detective Moretti.
Does he say that in his court report, Gorell?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So the flippant manner came from Moretti, and somehow you communicated that Moretti said it was a joke. Is that what we're putting together?
I did not.
Okay, chat. I'm gonna introduce another angle, and by the way, I can't stay too long. I actually gotta go do a off the record episode soon. Hold on. There's so much things to be at play here, and this is why I'm so happy the fact you guys tuned into me. But this is where I think we have the best streams, where we get to break shit down. So there's a lot of shit going on. I don't know if y'all caught this, right? So she is the county top DA, right? Or maybe assistant. I don't know if she's the county top DA, but she's the DA prosecuting for Broward County, right? The person who is undermining her is the other woman. Is this other woman here? Wait, hold on. Is this other woman here? That's the state's attorney. Think about this. Hey, I don't have to hear much to know this is a play that other girl don't take her job. That's how it goes, Chad. Like, you go up the ranks, right? Like, you're assistant DA, right? You're ADA, then you go up the ranks. You're hopefully, by the way, these are elected positions at this point. You're now a district attorney, right? These are all elected. Then a state's attorney, also elected, right? But here's the thing. This could be a political play that she keeps her job and basically throws this other woman under the bus by saying she's not a good DA because she's working with a cop who I know lies. So basically, she's saying I wouldn't have taken that detective shit serious because that nigga was begging somebody to lie. She took that nigga's statement serious, which again, I don't think this state's state attorney, I don't think she cares about Melly. She just don't like this bitch. That's what it is, man. Yo, this is like House of Cards, bro. You know what I mean? People are playing their own games. This woman wasn't in court. The judge drags her into court to answer to these claims. Mad drama. Like, you know what I mean? Of course, Melly's life is hanging in the winds or whatever, but there's a lot of other plays happening. Why all of a sudden you come in this very big high-profile case? Keep in mind, this case is being televised. Why do you come in this high-profile case to accuse the lead detective and accuse the DA of the county of basically kind of doing something that's very serious, which means they're trying to prosecute a case knowing that people are lying? Obviously, they had some hearings about that. Apparently, the DA is going to say, oh, no, he said he was joking, so he wasn't a lie. She's saying, I never heard nothing about a joke. That nigga lied.
Boudreaux says she notified Christine Bradley about Detective Moretti's remarks right after they happened and learned Bradley called an internal affairs investigation into Detective Moretti, who claimed he was joking. Christine Bradley testified next and gave her own account of what happened.
That Brady notice that I just showed you, you're saying that there are incorrect statements of fact.
That is correct.
And the incorrect statement is...
Okay. So, Chad, let me also bring this into play. I'm going to give you another example. Remember, we ghetto lawyers. So let's not, but I'm going to make this shit mad relatable too. Remember in Tory Lane's case, the initial lead detective in Tory Lane's case allegedly was arrested for domestic violence later on. Like, he beat his girl up, so he got arrested for it. Now, this is what comes in as a Brady issue, right? That detective was not used by the LA County DA because they would have to supply, even though, I think they were in pretrial hearings kind of arguing that to say, well, if he's locking up somebody for domestic violence and he was accused of domestic violence, ain't that something that we should be able to argue in court, that this motherfucker also beat women? How the hell he gonna be able to judge other people beating? You know what I mean? And what happened was they basically, the prosecutors kind of iced out that detective. It's like, all right, fuck, we can't really use you, bro, right? Because if we use you, we have to give Tory's team evidence, or maybe even fight that fight where they're going to use your past against you to invalidate you. And if they didn't supply all that, that would be called, quote unquote, a Brady issue, right? If it was supposed to be allowed, which means you're not being fair with the information that you're getting, and you're selectively giving them shit that they can't use or they can't defend themselves properly with, right? So here's the thing. In this case, the detective, which is this guy, I'm going to show you his face. The detective, which is this guy, he's already a state's witness, or he's already a witness for the DA. So him being a witness for the DA, all of these things should have been known to the defense before the trial. So that's why they're making a big stink about it, right?
What happened?
That Brady notice that I just showed you, you're saying that there are incorrect statements of fact.
That is correct.
And the incorrect statement is that you were not told by Moretti that he was joking.
That is correct. The indication has always been, and if it was inartfully conveyed at some point, the indication has always been that Deputy Gorell responded in a very flippant manner when asked about showing up.
Flippant manner to whom?
To Detective Moretti.
Does he say that in his court report, Gorell?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So the flippant matter came from Moretti, and somehow you communicated that Moretti said it was a joke. Is that what we're putting together?
I did not say that Moretti said that he had made a joke in any way, shape, or form.
Panicking.
So you never made the statement.
Yo, this is a DA that was grilling everybody. She's getting grilled now by Melly's lawyers.
Moretti said he was joking.
My statement was, at all times, and if it was ever not clear or misinterpreted by whoever was listening to it, was that Deputy Gorell made the statement that was of a flippant nature.
Judge Murphy decided the allegations presented in court Friday were sustainable enough to call another hearing where the defense plans to call Prosecutor Bradley back to the stand, Detective Moretti, and the district's top state attorney, Prosecutor Harold Pryor. Jury selection from...
Ooh, so they pretty much bring in the person. So that woman, this woman here, so she's one of the state attorneys. So the top person in her office is going to be commenting on that. This is a huge ethical issue. This is a huge ethical issue. And by the way, you know why they got to bring up this? Because let's say Melly, and by the way, this happens in a lot of these cases. It also happened in the, it didn't really happen in the Tory case as much, but these are seeds you have to plant in case Melly loses a trial. This is going to open it up to obviously appeal, right? Like you're more likely to get an appeal when, even if they rule against this, or even if Melly loses a trial, you were like, yo, I think there's some fuck shit happening right here. I'm just going to let y'all know, put this on the record, fuck shit right here, whatever. And I think this is why they're making a big stink about it, because this is such a big deal that, shit, y'all intimidating witnesses as the cops. Y'all have detectives that's lying. Y'all not serving warrants or following court orders as you should to get this investigation done. Look like it's sloppy. Look like at this point, y'all have a botched investigation with not enough evidence that should have not even got him indicted. Now y'all are trying to convict him off of it, and he has a life sentence or a death sentence hanging over his head. Maybe they say, bro, but we don't know yet. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to cover, and by the way, I do have to run. I'm going to be back later. You feel me? But the last thing I had to show you was this. So there was some text messages that leaked, right? And let me just read it right here. It says the state filed a 36-page arrest paperwork and warrant image, right, on the added witness tampering charge for YNW Bortland that led to found probable cause with Broward clerks over the weekend. Among the pages are screenshots of images of an Instagram conversation between Bortland and state witness Felicia Holmes. Holmes was treated as a hostile witness in Melly's first trial. By the way, that's the mom of Melly's girlfriend, Mariah, right? It says that trial led to a mistrial. Let's read the messages. Here we go. So this is on Instagram, which, by the way, like, yo, Bortland, I know you wasn't locked up, but I ain't gonna lie, Bortland was DMing me. Like, Bortland didn't give two fucks. You get what I mean? Bortland, you can't be on the gram like this, dog. So apparently this is Felicia Holmes to Bortland. Says here there, I may have a cousin in Atlanta. What? Drop no, I don't think this is the mom. This is somebody else to Bortland. Hey there, I may have my cousins in Atlanta. Drop Melly herpes infested Redbone. He needs to check her nasty HIV infested ass. He says, chill, ma. He says, I'm calm for now. Or that person said, I'm calm for now. And then they says, you a duck. Melly, is this the one with Felicia Holmes? Maybe. You a duck. Melly didn't even fuck with you like that. I watched him leave you in the club. While Project beat your ass. You dumb as fuck. She don't need blood money. Okay? The lifestyle living gonna be blessed by God. Leave my baby alone. She don't give a damn about Melly. And if she did, she'll testify on his ass and yours too. If I call that prosecutor and tell them I've been in contact with you and you fucking with my child, your ass going in. Melly is snake, and just like he did Sack and Juvie, his mom, and something, you next. God don't bless mess. That's devil money. So that's devil money. So leave her the fuck alone. Don't mention her because she don't mention y'all. Y'all act like a bunch of bitches. Shut the fuck up and get money before somebody slump your ass. What the fuck? That's how the mom talking? These niggas talking about murking y'all and y'all focus on my child. If she told on Melly his ass would be getting the death penalty. Y'all keep fucking with her fucking with her and he will, or it should be she will. Fuck Jamie. Fucked out, long mouth, long cock ass, and fuck y'all. We don't need shit from him. Karma. And there's another one. It says, just leave her alone. Y'all have ruined enough lives. Let her live hers. She don't need his money. She always lived the good and continue. Melly not the only nigga with money. And at least I know she won't be harmed. He's evil and he's a snake someone who didn't snake him. Karma, my baby blessed because she done nothing wrong to any of you, but y'all keep bothering her. She could have ended Melly months ago. Melly's slow. My bad. He's talented, but he has no brains. You don't cross everybody and think your life gonna be great. He's only loyal to you for one reason. You beneficial. As soon as you stop, he'll snake you too. We gonna get the last laugh. So y'all enjoy y'all money and we'll enjoy ours. Then she continued by said, now you catching on. You shouldn't worry or speak on my child. Focus. Somebody shot your pops. Them niggas gonna kill y'all asses. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. It said, my daughter didn't tell on Melly. Or he would never get out. He hypothetically told her everything. Oh shit. She knows what you know. He told her the morning of he told her the morning of at blah 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 house. I guess that's Track's house. Whose house did they go to? Fredo Banks' house. It's Fredo Banks' house, right? She didn't tell them people what he told her, or there would have never been any getting out for her. But since y'all gushing for her or gunning for her and she's scared for her life, let your boy know everything he told her at the house. I know. I'm going to make her tell. She hasn't been subpoenaed yet, but after they hear this story, she will be. Melly's slow. She had his back. She told what they already knew, but the shit he told her, ... And FYI, her dad will be home in 30 days, so any of the goons you send this way to fuck with mine, he gonna send 5. Melly ain't want to play Melly want to play dirty? Well, tell the lawyer we know shit they don't even know, and we have decided to cooperate. He dogged my child when she kept his secret. Now all the gloves are off. What the fuck? Then it says something humble, sweet and loyal. Y'all ass would never tried me like that. That nigga would have had to pay me for that secret. But she not that money hungry. She was loyal to a man she thought loved her. And look what it got her. So y'all send them goons. What the fuck? Says, I'm letting you know he confessed. He said, I'm letting you know he confessed. Is that in paperwork? He told everything. And we know. So I'm going to go to the detective. No, we told what we thought happened. Drive by. I didn't know the logistics until my daughter hypothetically told me. Sack was asleep. All she got to do is testify, cooperate. And since y'all think he did, let's tell what Melly really did. What he really told her upstairs in Fredo Banks' house. Oh, I'm testifying. I wasn't, but I damn sure is now. He lied. He was with them. He told me he was that morning. I talked to him. Shit. Did I tell them he was with them? I think they should know that he was in that car. He said it. He said you and him both were in there. I woke Jamie up that morning. He called us first, little homie. It's okay, my phone. It's okay, my phone, little dude. All I got to do is give it to them. Oh, it's all in my phone. Yeah, right? Now, I thought you were smarter. I'm on some hide these niggas. What? I'm on some hide these niggas type shit. How y'all try mine. I want them white folks to put all y'all involved somewhere real nice. Enjoy it. Let's see. Enjoy it. Da, da, da. I know y'all going to prison, and I'm going to do what I should have been did. I know that much because you already know. You was there. If that nigga was going to get out, he would have been. They ain't playing with the double homicide. This Florida. If he would have humbled himself, tried to change his life and be a better person, God would have intervened. But the constant nastiness, God don't bless mess, and y'all messy and petty to be men. Holy shit. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who's responsible of paying this woman off, but they need to get the payment ready. Hurry the fuck up. Because it's the second time she's been caught on some electronic communication, admitting to knowing more than she's saying on the stand, admitting to say she'll tell the truth if she doesn't get compensated. Now, those messages weren't allowed in court, but now they're reintroducing these to be allowed in court. And I know Melly's team is going to be fighting like hell because this is pretty much saying, yo, I'm not being truthful. I'm not telling the truth. I know he was there. Everything I've said that he wasn't or I didn't know is to the contrary. I'm lying. And by the way, here's the thing. I know some of y'all think she may have flipped. Unless she gets a deal from the DA that will absolve her from perjury, she can't admit to this now. Like, what she said in this message would be the definition, the standard playbook definition of perjury. You said the opposite. You said you didn't know. You said these information or he didn't tell you this. Now you're saying, yeah, I said that, but he did tell me. That's the definition of perjury. You'd be going to jail. But a shrewd prosecutor might say, hey, we're not going to prosecute you for you lying on the stand in the first trial as long as you tell the truth right now. You give us the truth right now, all is fair, right? Again, I do believe money is involved in all of this. I'm gonna try to keep it neutral and be like, maybe she's capping or this and third. But bro, look at these messages, dog. Like, what type of shit is this? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Bortland's always like the wild card in the situation because I don't see what Bortland gets out of this. They're still trying to get Bortland for, accessory to murder. And I guess he's tying his freedom to Melly because if they can't prove Melly did the murder, he can't be an accessory to a murder they couldn't prove, right? However, I'm pretty sure even if they think he's really an accessory, bro, they would just say, we're not going to charge you. Just testify Melly. You're in the car. You're the only live person in the car other than Melly, and we think he did it. If you testify, we drop all your charges. So clearly he's holding Melly down heavy. And I think he's holding down so crazy that like, yo, he's kind of low-key threatening people while Melly's locked up. Like or not threatening people, but he's having these conversations with people. By the way, I'm going to see if I can find more screenshots for later on when I stream to see if we can find what he said a little bit more. But it looked like these are messages from Felicia Holmes, though. It looked like Melly has some other girlfriend that's probably trying to harass them. So apparently Melly had mad bitches. So he has another girlfriend that's trying to harass him. And they're like, yo, listen, man, y'all are fucking with us and we don't like it and we've been holding it down. But if you don't want us to hold it down, we'll go in. We'll really get y'all niggas locked the fuck up. Again, this is going to be, I think this would be a punch to the rib and a punch to the gut if it gets allowed in court. Melly's lawyers are going to fight like hell to keep this shit out of court. Okay? Bortland, get off Instagram, brother. And, obviously you ain't going to be on Instagram now because they just locked you up. But he was on house arrest, and to keep it real, I think him on house arrest may have done something for his psyche because, clearly, they want Melly. So him being on house arrest, he probably had a more positive outlook to it. But it also probably allowed him to probably think that he was not being monitored and probably have these conversations or talk about the case like they can't subpoena your Instagram messages, whether in Vanish mode or not. So we'll see. Chat, yo, I got to run. I literally have to run. I'm so sorry. I got to go run. I have to go do a off the record podcast. I will be back very shortly. And I expect another stream today. Okay, if you guys have more topics I didn't get to, did I read all the donations? I think I did. Yank the Tank, he says, if you make music one way, people say there's no growth. You make music with new flows. They said stick to your old cadences. You can't win. I disagreed because I think Nicki's still rapping since like she's in 2012. I want her to update her shit. I just don't want her to be sounding like Ice Spice. You get what I mean? There's a middle ground. There's always a middle ground, people. All right, chat. Let me go get what I gotta go do done, and I will be back to y'all. Thank y'all so much. Another successful stream. I gave y'all 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'll be back later on. All right. Peace.